Hey, welcome back to the channel. Appreciate you guys stopping by. I hope everybody's doing well. This strange and crazy and wonderful world we live in, it's great to be alive right now because we're witnessing things that they only talked about in storybooks. I got some videos that's going to hopefully try to clarify some of the things that they got coming up. We're going to touch upon them topics that they really don't want us to talk about, such as fallen angels, this disclosure thing, what's really going on. So we're going to check these videos out. I want y'all to let me know how y'all feel about this information, about these videos. Tell me whether you agree or disagree. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Let's get into the video, y'all.
What this man has to say about the human hybrid is horrifying, even terrifying. They are saying that by the year 2035 or even sooner, most of mankind will have already transitioned. Prepare yourself, buckle up, and listen.
The altered program going from the 1950s to the 1970s, but of course, we've done interviews on this show where it got, people think it ended in the 70s, but it became even more robust.
We're in it right now. Recently, I was asked to be the chief advisor on a committee related to the brain-computer interface and its relation to the international standards for technology. These committees are determining public policy about what's going to happen when you interface the brain, the computer, AI, and quantum. That's going to end everything. Period. It's the end. It's the initiation of the decapitation of our relationship to God. Will become cybernetic. Will become, instead of carbon, will be silicon-based life forms, cybernetics, and they're going to do this via voluntary compliance. Most people will walk right into it, not even knowing they're doing it or want to do it. There's portions of the population all over the world, younger generations that feel that humanity has no hope at all, and they are going to fuse with this technology already. So the brain-computer interface, it's tied into everything. All our warfare systems, all our banking systems, all our health systems, all in the ways we do commerce and move about.
Is this why they're trying to push that ID thing? You know, the thing they got going over there in that other company, that C company? You know, the one that owns a lot of farmland here in the United States that pretty much give us most of the things we have made in. Is this why they pushing this ID thing? Y'all let me know.
Culture. This is the extinction level event because you no longer are an organic free will human being. You're now fused, tied into the cloud. This is the point where you can no longer be a spectator. Period. Because everything that's in the news today, when this will be aired, is not relevant at all. It's all misdirection. But the behind the scenes, the powers that be want everybody distracted. Palantir, everybody knows that name. They're aiding and abetting the end of our species. He's going to be sued by many people to begin the process of public dialogue, public policy, and your rights to your own brain. You're seeing the ongoing preparation for the separation or division of your divine incarnation, your right to be associated with godhood. That's being removed. So they're going to create a synthetic, different silicon-based type of human that is fused with technology.
Now, we've talked about that before. The meat soups, CLs. What y'all think? These videos, again, for entertainment purposes only. I'm not trying to tell you what to believe. I'm just trying to make you think.
I have concluded in my 30 years of research that the human race is indeed a hybrid race. The evidence is literally overwhelming. And if you dig into it and you study it and you evaluate it seriously, you reach the same conclusions. every major religious philosophy in our history, on every part of this planet, whether it's in Europe, whether it's Christianity, whether it's Buddhism, whether it's Hinduism, every major human religious endeavor has told the basic same story. The human race is a hybrid race. We have been created here. We were seeded here. And we have been genetically manipulated here from the very beginning of our recorded history. And that genetic manipulation has never ceased. It is still going on, as Cecilia likes to say, even as we speak. So, I reached that conclusion, and I will not argue with anybody about it. I simply say to you, look at the evidence. Apparently, this seems to be what has happened. Several 100,000 years ago, an intelligent race from somewhere else out there came by the planet, knew of the planet, stopped at the planet, and found a developing form of life here. Now, there are theories that the original
All of these are theories.
seeding itself was done by an intelligent race from other places. But
Could that be part of that fallen angel where they came down and took wives amongst who they wanted and bore children, which are called Nephilims, giants, heroes of old, men of renown?
some of the theories have stated that this advanced intelligence was on an excursion at Crit. And they stopped off here and found a developing form of life and decided to manipulate that developing form of life into a higher form. And they've been involved in that off and on, but continually, for at least 100,000 years. When I studied anthropology some years ago, I always wondered why poor old Neanderthal suddenly disappeared in terms of time, a few centuries. And this new form...
Did they really disappear?
completely new
Question.
form, which we call Cro-Magnon, appeared. What happened to poor old Neanderthal? Who is Cro-Magnon? Look around the room, you'll see Cro-Magnon here right today. But in terms of geology, in terms of anthropology, in terms of evolutionary theory, none of that seemed to make a lot of sense. You don't have evolution working that fast. Then there were other little curious things taking place. Why, about 5,000 BC in Sumer, did all kinds of things happen at once? A literal eruption of civilization taking place in the Euphrates and Tigris and Euphrates valleys. I mean, civilization blossomed and bloomed almost overnight. The people were taught, or they learned, agriculture, irrigation. They built cities. They knew how to plant farms. They knew how to harvest. They knew how to develop intricate governmental systems. They developed a military idea. They developed a very intricate theological and philosophical philosophy. And where did this all happen? Why did it all happen literally overnight? Well, Zecharia Sitchin, in his absolutely monumental work, clearly has the
Familiar
answer.
with them.
In the great Sumerian tablets and the cuneiform tablets, which preserve the complete history of the Sumerian people, the evidence is all there. Sitchin is probably one of about 10 people on the planet who could sit down and read cuneiform tablets like you and I read the morning paper. The Sumerians told us how it happened, how it came to be, where they got the knowledge, who taught them the knowledge. And this fits, and I tell you it does, fit perfectly with every other story, myth, legend, history of every people on this entire planet. The human race is a hybrid. We were seeded here, and we have had what I like to call an intimate interrelationship with high technology, advanced intelligence, for hundreds of thousands of years. Now, the crucial thing is that it's still going on. It hasn't stopped. They are still involved. And the big question has been, for many of us, is who the hell are they? And what are they doing with us? Which ties in perfectly with the ancient philosophical questions that each and every one of us has asked. Who are we? Who are we? How did we come to be here? What are we here for? And where are we going? And this is, if you remember from your own teachings, education, in school or church, the basic questions that human beings have been asking since the beginning of time. Who are we? Why are we here? And where are we going? And
Okay. I was trying to let him finish up.
now in the last 25, maybe 50 years, enough people on this planet have seen enough evidence. They have had literally some of the facts and some of the evidence rubbed on their nose. And the world, the people of the planet are slowly beginning to pay attention. And that to me is the part, the gratifying part, which has kept me involved in this. And kept me committed in my small way to bring some of this information out. Not to preach to you, not to have a crusade of any kind, but simply to tell you that you are a special species. The carpenter from Galilee tried to explain it. Krishna tried to explain it. Muhammad tried to tell the story. Zoroaster tried to tell the same basic story. The Buddha even tried. Why is it that it's taken us so long to begin to grasp a little of the reality of who we are, why we're here, and what's going on? Well, my commitment to this thing has been growing over the years, and I will tell you that I'm involved in it, I'm committed to it, because I think that time is running out. I don't think it's going to be much longer
It is.
before you see most of the answers. And the reason I share that with you is that I'm not trying to frighten you. And I'm not trying to preach or proselytize. I'm not trying to lead you in any direction. But I'm trying to say to you that in the next very few short years, you're going to be seeing things, and you're going to be experiencing things that are going to literally change your life in ways you have never dreamed or imagined. You are going to learn who you are. You're going to find out why you're here, and you're going to find out where you're going.
Okay. I had a lot of questions in there, but I let them keep talking, and some of them blame it on the weed, whatever you want to say. But what I will say in regards to that human statement, everybody is not the same. We always told, I was told when I was a kid, you take my skin off me and their skin off, we're not genetically made the same. There's difference in them. Different ethnic groups of people. But there are some, I believe, non-humans walking around, kind of like a day walker, if you will. But then again, these videos are for entertainment purposes only. I don't know what I'm talking about. We're just here to have fun. Let's keep going. Lead me down another rabbit hole, y'all. There's only one group of people that's been targeted by everybody. Why is that? And let's not get it confused. All skin folk ain't kinfolk. They was giving that title African American out like it was free cookies. There's a lot of us who are not African American, but we're indigenous to this land. Let's keep. Would those be the fallen angels that came down and intermingled with the human, quote unquote human? Questions, just questions.
Through this marker. I was specifically told that the Cherokee heritage.
Wow. I didn't expect to hear that. And for the record, I'm Cherokee. I don't know what he's about to say. I'm not even sure. Maybe I should just stop the video right here and say thanks for watching. Oh boy. What is he about to say? Woozy, what y'all think? What was he saying? I mean, we ain't done. There's some more coming, y'all. Pay attention.
Alright, in this video you are looking at an underground facility that houses strange creatures. This creature right here is known as Batman. This is the creature that they found deep in the cave in the Amazon. Now these test facilities are all over the world. There's a lot of them in the United States.
Okay, y'all. I'm not sure if this is real, fake. I mean, I'm not surprised at anything that happens in this world, y'all. Just for the record. But let's watch the shadow, the movements. Y'all let me know if y'all think this is AI or real.
Underground.
What would you think if I could take you to a place where the 200 fallen angels built a boardroom for them to all meet? It would have to be at the top of a finished pyramid, at the end of a pointed sword, with a phoenix right there into the front yard. And if you clicked inside of it, it would have a round table where they could all meet together, all 200 of them. And if you go right inside the Palace of Peace and Reconciliation, I'm going to show you their boardroom. All 200 delegates meet right here in the top of this finished pyramid. It's one of the only finished pyramids I've ever seen in my life. And if you click on that little mark right there, it's going to take us down inside that hole. And that's what's underneath the Palace of the Peace and Reconciliation, where the 200 fallen angels meet. That sun shines right through the middle of that table that holds 200 people, and it goes all the way down to the middle of the floor in the basement, which is the amphitheater, and that's where all the people can meet. It says 200 seats for the world's religious meetings. Chapter 3 in Enoch 1 tells you that there were 200 fallen angels that descended in that day, and right there it tells you the names of those people, and they were the leaders of 10. I've never heard of anybody even mention this place, or a Christian telling me that they went there. Okay, click on the U.S. Embassy in Astana, and then zoom down right down the street, and you'll see that portal right there. I thought this was super weird, but there's no pictures of it, so if you go across the street and click on that little blue dot right across the river, and then roll that thing around right there, and you're going to see this. It's like a portal to me. Click on my link tree right there off my bio page, and it'll take you to all of my printable materials. Click on the Book of Enoch right there, the Watchers, and then you can read right along with me. We can go right back to this. Click on my YouTube page, and I read it for you on YouTube, and you can follow right along with that book that you printed off. It's right there. It's about the third or fourth video. The book of Ephesians tells you to put on the full armor of God, and having done all to stand, stand. For when I see the sword fall upon the land, I'll blow the trumpet, warn the people. Have a blessed day, in Jesus' name, and like and follow the trumpet for more.
Okay, we starting to wrap it up a little, y'all. The fallen angels. Book of Enoch had a little
You still
something,
don't
huh?
think these giant craters had anything to do with the fallen angels?
I have a question. Do you believe that there were fallen angels? If you do, put one in the comments. If you don't, put two in the comments. You ain't got to say why or anything like that. I'm just curious as to where we stand as a community.
Do you? Well, what if I showed you this crater that just happens to be called the doorway to hell and is always on fire? It just happens to be one of 200. 200 that just happens to match the exact number of the fallen angels that were banished from heaven. And it just happens to match the exact number of the amount of countries in the world. And it just happens to match the exact number of seats in this hidden chamber in this.
Whoa. All right, we got to back up 10 seconds, y'all. Hold on.
From heaven. It just happens to match the exact number.
This is what got me. Now, what if? What if, gang, y'all? What if there were 200 fallen angels that descended? God already said that, Satan, the devil, whatever name y'all want to give him, was the God of this world. 200 fallen angels, 200 countries, 200 seats at that table that just so happen to. Is that near Mount Hermon or anywhere close? I don't know. Questions, y'all. Questions.
Of the amount of countries in the world. It just happens to match the exact number of seats in this hidden chamber, in this hidden city of this pyramid. And then I told you the leader of the fallen angels, Lucifer. Lucifer, which just also happens to mean the devil. And then I tell you how an angel came down from heaven, having the key to the bottomless pit, and a great chain in his hand, and he laid hold of the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him for 1,000 years. And if Lucifer, or Satan, was bound, then I'm sure his loyal 200 followers were also bound. And maybe, just maybe, this isn't evidence of the fallen angels coming down to earth, but being released from the bottomless pit, and maybe this pit just happened to.
I don't know, y'all. Maybe he don't know what he's talking about. Y'all let me know in the comments.
As the Euphrates River dries up before our eyes, what has emerged beneath its bed is shaking the world. A place once flowing with life is now revealing secrets buried for millennia, and what's rising from the depths has left even the skeptics in awe. Amid the ongoing drought, a mysterious cave system has been exposed beneath the river. To archaeologists, it's an unprecedented find of well-preserved subterranean structure with stairs and vaults dating back thousands of years. But to local witnesses, it's something far more terrifying, the prison of the four fallen angels described in the book of Revelation. Strange, unexplainable sounds have been captured echoing from the cave. Some claim it's wind, others say it's the unmistakable scream of beings begging for release. The chilling recordings have gone viral, yet no scientific explanation has silenced the fear that what lies beneath is not of this world. Is this the very moment the Bible warned us about? Could the Euphrates, long a symbol of ancient power, now be the stage for the end-time drama foretold in Revelation 9?
Y'all let me know what y'all feel about that. What the Bible say? And I can't quote it, so I'm going to paraphrase. When the great river Euphrates dried up, released the four angels that were bound. Y'all let me know. If you know that scripture, put it in the comments for me.
This is going to absolutely blow your mind. What you are looking at behind me is the Euphrates River. Now, for all those Bible skeptics out there, those who don't believe, let's make the Bible come to life for you. Revelation 16:12 reveals, "And the sixth angel poured out his vial upon the great river Euphrates, and the water thereof was dried up." Now, can anybody tell me, from 2002 until 2026, the present time, does it look like the water is drying up? Now, if that's just not proof enough for you, let's go ahead and blow your socks off.
Now, think about this, y'all. That, first of all, that's not natural form. Don't let nobody tell you that bullshit. That's not natural forming nothing. It's carved. Those are structures. All of this was up under that river, that massive river but the river is drying up and exposing things. How many other places that are, covered in water that's, listen, y'all, I would get into another avenue, but that's on a different path. We on this right here. Let's keep going.
Up to. Revelation 9:14 also states that, saying to the sixth angel which had the trumpet, "Loose the four angels which are bound in the great river Euphrates." Now, as the river has been drying up, look what has been being revealed. Caves, caverns, and it looks like man-made prisons? Where angels could be bound? Is your mind blown or is your mind blown?
Think about it. That's all I'm saying. Think about it. You don't have to believe nothing. Like, don't believe nothing.
So I've been looking
Do
for
your
this
own
footage for
research.
years. I seen this years ago.
Okay, I'm wondering, can y'all see my cursor? Basically, this guy is saying back here, these are interdimensional beings. This back here. Let's go.
And somebody was filming a baseball game. You know, their kids were at a baseball game, and they, you know, these are, I think it's one or two, it might be two interdimensional beings, but he didn't see them. When he went back and checked the video, then he noticed it in the video, you know? But you know, they couldn't see it with the, you know, he couldn't see it with his naked eye. Nobody can see it with their naked eyes, you know? And I love this one. I love this one. I've been looking for this for years. This took place in Mexico in 2014. And if you go to my YouTube channel, it's called Gray Octopussy. That's why I always put that Gray Octopussy on YouTube. I did a full video and I show other interdimensional beings, you know, on my presentation of this. So go to my YouTube channel if you want to see more like this. All right? Let me know what you think.
How many of you guys believe that there are interdimensional beings, creatures, or entities that can go between our reality and what y'all think? I mean, they did speak on it in Congress. I'm just saying, y'all.
Okay.
Non-human life forms that could be interdimensional beings who are visiting us. Can you just explain more to people at home what that might mean?
Yeah, so that's definitely a mouthful, but that is directly based on information that we've received from witnesses, also information that we have obtained and witnessed via our investigations. There's some stuff that I can't disclose of what I have immediately seen in some of these skiffs, but what I will tell you is this is not just some crazy conspiracy theory. Obviously, there's been massive reporting, not just in the United States, but around the world. And this is something that I think everyone kind of, you know, has always had some curiosity about. We're just simply asking the questions.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I can also tell you, and this might sound crazy, but based on our investigations and stuff that we've seen, okay, there is definitely something that I think would rival what we know currently with physics, and a tech that potentially is out there that we don't have the ability to reproduce, because it would basically be like dropping a cell phone right off back during the time of maybe cavemans. So like we just don't have the tech to develop it yet. What I can also tell you is based on our interviews, and this has been something that you can go back and watch with the congressional hearings, but I was actually able to ask some of the witnesses, you know, what are these things? And they keep saying interdimensional, and then when you talk about the interdimensional aspect of, you know, are these things pre-existing, maybe outside of what we currently know as our own dimension, that stuff can kind of all sound crazy, but at the end of the day, you know, my job as an investigator is to receive all the information, decipher it, and then ultimately from a congressional aspect, if you do have contractors that are withholding information or operating outside of the purview of the federal government, I mean, there's budgetary issues, but there's definitely something that I can tell you with confidence that exists that we don't know how to explain currently.
So when you say that it operates outside our understanding of physics, what specifically are you saying? Like what happened?
To I guess break it down in simple terms is that I think that some of the tech that exists, that whatever these things have, these energy things have,
energy things?
Well, they call them interdimensional beings. I think that they can actually operate through the time spaces that we currently have. And that's not something that I came up with on my own. That's based on stuff that we've seen. That's based on information that we've been told. And then also, too, I think that there's this historical aspect of, you know, this gets into the deeper theories and concepts of religion, and I think the history that we currently know, and that kind of spins off into another topic of, you have the modern day Bible, you have this aspect of Bibles that, or books of the Bible that have been removed that explain and kind of touch on these topics. And I think that we're in a time and age where you have such a vast amount of information that we have access to via social media, via your cell phone, via the internet. And so it's really changing the way that we understand, the origins of life and the spiritual reality that we know.
When you say interdimensional beings, that they know that these are interdimensional beings, how do they know that?
That, so based on testimony, would be based on witnesses that have come forward. But what I can tell you
So
is
the witnesses just were told that they were interdimensional?
that they've seen things. And what I can tell you without getting into classified conversations is that there have been incidences that I believe where very credible people have reported that there have been movement outside of time and space.
She had to throw that "I believe" in there, or she'll be violating certain boundaries. Damn, man. See, I'm gonna have to start pausing a little more because I had something that came in my mind about something she said earlier, and now I can't think of what it is. Again, blame it on the weed if you want to. Let's keep going.
That's very vague.
Yeah. So look.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. Look. Have I seen a portal open? No. Have I seen a spaceship? Personally, no. Have I seen evidence of this? Yes. Have I seen photo documentation of aircraft that I believe were not made by mankind? Yes. Is there historical significance to this? Yes. Is there multiple events that go back to, I would argue, maybe even before the time of Christ that have documented this in text? Yes. So do I believe that the government has access to certain technology? Yes, to an extent, and I believe that certain contractors potentially have back-engineered this tech. I think that that's what can explain the advancements that we're seeing, but I also believe that this is a dangerous level of hidden information from the American people, because if you...
You know what? They keep using that back engineer, reverse engineer. What if it was never reverse engineered? They just showed them how it worked. Make a deal. Technology for subjects to experiment on. I'm just throwing something out there. Again, I don't know what I'm talking about. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments below.
Have an aspect of the federal government, which I can tell you, I, with two other members of Congress, were denied access to information at Eglin Air Force Base pertaining to whistleblowers because of the fact, and we can get into that story and what happened at Eglin in a second, but we were denied access and told that we don't have security clearance or the read-in authority on a special access program. That's a problem, because I'm supposed to represent and be an investigative body, and you have then people who are unelected that are operating basically in secrecy, and that's a problem.
There's a lot of things in secrecy. But then again, a lot of things hidden in plain sight.
With this, so he gave it to a guy. This video came to us. Do you think this is a cloaked Bigfoot? This is filmed with a phone on another phone. Was this a cloaked Bigfoot? Let us know in the comments. Check it out again.
A lot of records that show that many of the humanoids that were on the planet not too long ago had animal faces. So whether it was the dog face Xenophaentalis, I think they're called, and this is like so extensive that it's found in several different books of explorers and even people coming to try to bring the gospel.
You guys ever wondered what those interdimensional beings looked like that those people in World War II saw through those Dicenian glasses? I've always been super curious, and these photos are a representation of what those people saw. You can see that they're eerily similar to something, but yet so far away from anything that we can comprehend. The way that these images were produced is through something called energy vision. Supposedly, this energy vision captures photos of entities in different dimensions. Listen to this.
In the vast and often mysterious...
All of those things kind of have like horns or Baphomet shaped head. Y'all think y'all saw that?
Mysterious world of scientific research. Few discoveries capture the imagination as profoundly as the concept of entities that exist outside of our realm. Dr. Daniel Nems, a pioneering scientist and researcher.
stands at
get
the
my
forefront
beard
of
there,
this
buddy.
intriguing field. NEMS is renowned for his creation of an innovative energy device known as energy vision, which, according to his claims, can photograph these mysterious entities. Dr. Daniel NEMS is a scientist with a background in quantum physics and energy research. NEMS devoted his career to exploring the intersections of energy, matter, and dimensions beyond
It's
our
like a head
conventional
in it on
understanding.
top of a face.
He soon became fascinated by theories of parallel dimensions and alternate realities.
Like you got
Oddly
wings.
enough, despite publishing these findings, there is a scarcity of information.
That almost looked like that white Jesus picture that people had growing up in the 50s, 60s, and early 70s hanging up on their wall. Again, listen, I'm just saying, the long hair, the beard, I mean.
Information available on him, and the majority of his work has been wiped from the internet. As a result, some have suggested that shortly after sharing these discoveries, he
What are we
vanished.
talking about here?
NEM's interest in this research was partly inspired by the pioneering work of theoretical
That's a
physicists
lizard.
who posited
Or
the existence of multiple
insectoid.
dimensions beyond the familiar three-dimensional space. Driven by curiosity and a desire to push the boundaries of human knowledge, NEMS began experimenting with novel energy devices aimed at detecting and interacting with these unseen realms.
It's like a person in front of a person
Energy
in
vision,
front of a person.
the groundbreaking device developed by Daniel NEMS, represents the culmination of years of research and
That
experimentation.
look evil.
The device combines principles from
That
quantum
looks evil.
mechanics, electromagnetism,
Like
and
blood
advanced
coming from
imaging
the
technology
alcohol.
to purportedly capture images of entities existing in dimensions parallel to our own.
Images of entities living in dimensions parallel to our own. The Bible talked about in the latter days that man, meaning man and woman, would die for fear of things they're going to see. What are they preparing us for, y'all?
Energy vision consists of a sophisticated array of sensors and emitters
Is this
that
what's
generate
around
and
us?
detect specific frequencies of electromagnetic energy. These frequencies are theorized to resonate with the energy signatures of these beings, making them visible to the device's sensors. The captured data is then processed by advanced algorithms to produce visual images, which are displayed on a high-resolution screen. The device
I need to get
operates
them
by emitting a
glasses.
controlled burst of energy into a defined area, and then scanning the area for any anomalies in the energy field. According to NEMS, these mysterious beings interact with these energy fields in ways that are detectable by energy vision sensors. The resulting images reveal shapes and forms that do not correspond to any known physical entities,
So that's him?
suggesting the presence of beings from other dimensions. If the device's capabilities are validated, the implications for science and our understanding of the universe would be profound. The ability to photograph these entities would provide tangible evidence for the existence of parallel dimensions, supporting theories that have long been speculative. This breakthrough could revolutionize fields such as physics, cosmology, and even interact with these energy fields in ways that are detectable by any.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the content. If you did, go ahead and drop a like, drop a comment on what you think those images are. Like, I see animals, I maybe see a cat, like, close to a cat, but so far away from a cat, it's so confusing. Like, our brain can't even comprehend what these interdimensional beings look like. I don't know.
Any
It's
of
weird.
them
It's
look
weird.
friendly.
I don't know. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed, as always. Peace.
That's crazy, y'all. All right, well, y'all tell me how y'all feel about them videos. Some crazy stuff going on. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Leave in the comments how you feel. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Share this video if you can. I'm trying to get to 1,000, and we're on our way. So until next time, don't forget, check out one of these other videos that pop up on the screen. We got content for you. All right. Peace out, everybody.